every city of the Commonwealth, this tremendous human activity is resulting in improved techniques and increased production, which is giving more people more of the good things of life. In most of the capital cities, there's to be found a branch of McPherson's Limited, an organization which, since 1860, has played an increasingly important part in the industrial development of our country. One such city, Melbourne, and see for ourselves how closely McPherson's are linked with the needs of industry. Collins Street, Melbourne, is closely identified with McPherson's Limited. At the western end of this magnificent thoroughfare, the modern store of McPherson's Limited for nearly 100 years, the leading suppliers of machinery, tools, engineering supplies and industrial equipment. In this well-lighted, spacious warehouse, the needs of many thousands of industrial buyers are here discussed and satisfied. Much of the merchandise sold here comes from McPherson's own works. Working models afford a valuable method of demonstration on the sales floor. One product manufactured by McPherson's Limited is the humble but all-important bolt and nut. This is the bolt sales department with its comprehensive range of bolt sizes filling the shelves. Here are the Ajax bolts and nuts as used on farms, in workshops, on ships, bridges and railways, and in industry generally. Come on a brief visit to the works where Ajax bolts and nuts are manufactured in Sydney at Alexandria and in Melbourne at Richmond, where the largest bolt works in the southern hemisphere is located. Inside this works, every operation, every machine and every piece of material is subject to the highest possible control. Heavy gauge steel wire feeds into bolt and nut forging machines, and the cold metal is rapidly converted into the finished articles by the action of steel dies moving at high speed. Some of these machines may partly complete the manufacture of a bolt, but others convert the raw material into the completely finished product in one operation. This simplified animated diagram shows what happens to the heavy gauge wire as it feeds into the bolt machine. The wire is cut into sections which are carried through dies which form them in stages until they emerge from the machine as complete components ready for immediate use. In this hot forging plant, 2-inch hexagon nuts are produced at the rate of 2,000 per day. The nuts are stamped from the white-hot metal rod in this 2-inch cut forging machine. The nuts are screened and separated from the offcuts. Railway dog spikes are hot forged by the thousand. So the needs of Australia's expanding industries are met in this huge plant. The precision section, where the highest possible grades of aircraft bolts and nuts are produced. The galvanizing plant, where steel products receive a rust-protecting coating of non-corrosive metal. Plated bolts for the aircraft industry. Tons of Ajax bolts to meet every requirement are bagged and made ready for dispatch. The Sydney Harbour Bridge has, during the 21 years of its existence, become a world landmark. Ajax bolt plants provided the 5 million rivets used in its construction. Rivets which weigh 3,500 tons. Laboratories and testing equipment ensure the quality of Ajax products. Here, a 50-ton hydraulic tensile testing machine is measuring the strength of a 3/4-inch diameter mild steel test piece. A metallographic microscope used in the examination and photography of metal structures up to magnifications of 2,000 diameters. The operator is examining the structure of a sample of grey iron casting as used for machine tool castings. A photographic plate from a quartz spectrograph is examined and compared with a standard plate. The electrolytic examination of copper, but one of the many tests in constant progress in the chemical laboratories. Ajax has become synonymous with all that is efficient and economical in pumps. Ajax pumps for all purposes are in use all over the Commonwealth. When choosing a pump, how much more satisfactory it is to see it in actual operation. When the customer selects an Ajax pump, he does so with confidence that it will do the job ahead of it. He can have an operating preview before he buys. Ajax pumps are made at McPherson's Pump Works at Tottenham, Melbourne. With their beautiful gardens, they reveal that metal working can be carried on in pleasant surroundings. Pump castings come from the Ajax Pump Foundry at Kyneton, 50 miles from Melbourne. And at the Ajax Pump Works, drilling and milling operations soon prepare them as components for assembly into the wide range of agricultural and industrial pumps which have made the name Ajax a byword in Australia. A colour code is used to distinguish the various types of Ajax pumps as they are stored ready for large-scale dispatch to McPherson's warehouses in the capital cities of Australia. Some pumps assist in the production of commodities and the services which provide us with our high standard of living. Others help primary industry to feed and clothe the nation and to export the large surpluses which bring us the prosperity which follows trade with other countries. In the efficient handling of water lies the real success of many of our primary industries, and Ajax Research has developed these pumps to the highest possible pitch of efficiency. Not far away from the Ajax Pump Works is one of McPherson's foundries. Here is poured the special iron from which beds for the famous Maxon lathes are constructed. Pig iron from Whyalla is melted in special cupular furnaces where the carbon content is adjusted to the exact amount. And other elements such as silicon and manganese are regulated until the desired specification for the metal is achieved. Slag is removed from the surface of the molten metal before pouring. So the high-grade casting metal is poured into the huge sand mould for another 40-inch Maxon lathe bed. Castings from the Tottenham factory go to McPherson's Machine Tool Works at Kensington, Melbourne, where precision in engineering is to be seen at its best. Here, Australia's finest engineering craftsmen using high-grade machinery begin the long processes of planing, grinding, fitting, assembling and testing until the Maxon lathe is ready for the workshop. This is machinery of the highest possible grade, built to accuracies amounting to small fractions of a thousandth of an inch. In the many forms of production which you've seen, there are two factors which are common to them all. One is the careful laboratory control, and the other is the pride in his craftsmanship which inspires all who work in the great McPherson's organization. A pride which insists that only the best is worthwhile. Since it contributed the harbour bridge to Sydney's welfare, engineering has made tremendous progress. In that progress, McPherson's have always participated, often as leaders and with that sense of responsibility which comes from 100 years of experience with machines and metal.